Hello everybody. Apologies for a little of a late start. Was planning to do Pillars of Eternity 2, but having a bit of issues because it wasn't actually capturing the game, so I wasn't quite sure what's going on there. Instead, got something a little bit different. We got ShadowRun Dragonfall. This is a game I have played before. Although not to the full extent. I think I've played maybe like a couple of hours into it. That was before the director's update as well, so we'll be having a look and see what's going on there. Plus, it also cures my slight addiction to D&D for a little bit. Only for a little bit though. All right, let's head into it. Oh, there it goes. Not captured. Thank you. One day I will eventually get used to this. One day. But yeah. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are big tabletop fans, but with Shadowrun it's a little bit different to like old D&D. It's pretty much cyberpunk. With all of the fantasy tropes kind of just shoved in at the same time. Okay, so I'm gonna make a character. I'm gonna go for the same character that I usually play through, which is an elf decker. But I usually actually do. I never actually play. Let's have a look. He was really cool in the original one. This is weird skull tattoo. What's the problem? It's like, oh yeah, oh no, there we go, skull tattoo. If I'm to be honest, I don't want to. Alright, yeah, it did sound loud. Also, seriously, you woke up 20 minutes ago. You've been asleep like the entire day. What do you do? God damn you. I'll change the female because you just get better pictures. Or portraits, I should say. Although not as good as the Hong Kong ones. They did a vast improvement on those. Oh, so it's a nap. Okay. Not as bad. I'm really not sure at this point. Probably go with the one that was just on a second ago. Also, is the game sound a little bit better compared to the voice? It is, unfortunately, it's a little bit of a quiet point, so it doesn't help me. We'll go with her. Okay. Obviously, I want to get that, but we do want to... Okay, that's good. And now it's a question of what to put our points into. Now the main problem I have is that there's going to be two things I need to put stuff into. It's going to be intelligence. This will be for my decking when I hack into the system. And I'll also need stuff in charisma. So that will allow me to have a better chance of actually convincing people to do what I want. And then we've got to consider what is going to be our combat skill. Now, obviously, probably the best way to do it is probably do charisma. And you can use it for like summoning spirits. But I've never actually done any of that. I usually will just grab a pistol and go to town. You know what? We will actually let's try actually doing that. So summon spirits, increase spell book. So we'll do that. I'll put a point there. And I could do some stuff with drones. Small armor, accessory. Well, that's just talking about some stuff. I guess the best thing to do is literally just up charisma. And now I'm just got to figure out what etiquette I want. And what this essentially means is kind of when you get into certain points where you're interacting with certain people, you might have a little thing you can say. We'll go with ShadowRunner. It's the obvious choice. Yeah, we'll go with that. Obviously, you do actually get one to start with anyway. Let us go with security. Kind of. They're both kind of on the same vein. And that they are both cyberpunk. Maybe there's some links there, but... you know what? I haven't actually seen the latest version of Deus Ex. Of Shadowrun. Because I'm guessing they have actually done all of the stat stuff via that, but I'm a funny feeling they did a lot of changes for the game. Now, yeah, essentially for this one, you're whoever you are, and you've dropped yourself into Berlin. So the Harfield Manor Run. Life was good, easy jobs, regular pay, reliable crew, but things went south, and you had to drop off the grid, put a bullet in your past, and start fresh somewhere new. The promise of opportunity and anonymity draws you to the free city of Berlin, the Flex State. A grand experiment in social order. Corporations tread carefully here. Even the great dragon Lofwe only has so much sway in the constantly evolving power structure of Berlin. The perfect place for a savvy Shadowrunner to disappear and begin anew. And as luck would have it, home to your old partner in crime, Monica Schaefer. It's your third run with Monica and her team on Old Castle Holdfast, 1 hour east of Berlin, perched on a hill overlooking the countryside. The job is a standard smash and grab. Crack the vault, get the data, get out in one piece. Monicure payday, but work is work. As the team gathers for Monica's pre-run briefing, you pause in to take your surroundings. There's also a lot of stuff because it is an RPG. The estate grounds are silent, save for the faint whistling of the wind. Your team gathers near a side entrance to the old Castle Holdfast, cloaked in darkness. The night is peaceful. You know it won't last. You know it for what it is, a pleasant illusion that will shatter at the sound of the first gunshot. Listen up, folks. I don't know, I have a slightly southern accent there. Monica Schaefer. You ran with her back in the day. Now she's your team leader. Your decking skills may be sharp, but hers are Nova hot. Running with Monica is like taking a masterclass in ice breaking. We're on the right timetable. I want to enter the estate, find the basement, open the data vault, extract the files, and bolt. 10 minutes, top to bottom. Trying to get home in time for worm talk, love? Diedrich, shaman, the old man of the team. He smiles at her, his facial tattoos writhing in the moonlight. Monica's eyes twinkle mischief. Maybe. How many times have I told you can't trust anything that comes out of a dragon's mouth? That twig trash will rot your brains. It's educational. Besides, this should be a milk run. Security's supposed to be light. A few automatic weapons, no armor. With a little luck, they'll never know we are here. There we go, as obviously you can say what you want. Yeah. In my experience, there's no such thing as a milk run. Words of wisdom from our new edition. I agree with Frostbite. Glory. Razor-clawed street samurai. Her voice is cold and neutral. Her expression placid. They may only be private security, but their bullets don't know that. I can patch you up if I have to, but I'd rather not have to. You people need to relax. We're professionals, remember? Monica raises her arm and speaks into a wrist-mounted comlink. Darkened face shimmers on the view screen. Iger, are you in position? When the comlink crackles, the response comes back, low and soft. Softer than you would expect for patrol. Affirmative. The alarm lines have been cut, and I have a clear line of fire on the estate service entrance. When you exit the building, the path will be clear. Excellent. Thank you, Iga. Just doing my job. Iga out. The comlink goes dark. Monica winks at you. She drops her arm. See, we're professionals. Alright, people, enough chatter. Our client wants the data from the vault, so we get him the data from our vault. Quick, quiet, and quick. You said quick twice. Worm talk is on tonight. Glory raises his eyebrows slightly. I told you, it's educational. Now the good question is, it's very much like XCOM. Oh, okay. So here's a question. There is no sniper rifle. You don't get sniper rifles in this. I think you do in Hong Kong. Most you can do is get a rifle. So that's the closest. I'll grab that. So let's see. What do we actually have? Go away, bug. There's no rocket launchers. There's grenade launchers in Hong Kong. I have a funny feeling a lot of what I'm going to be saying is they don't have it in this one, but they have it in Hong Kong. A private museum. The owner of this day must have money to burn. The good thing is you can actually look around. A complete skeleton of a theropod dinosaur. It appears genuine. A variety of remarkably well-preserved Slavic thingies. The vase in this case looks both old and very valuable. A fine scrollwork of lapis and gold leaf decorates exterior, and the interior shimmers with the organic beauty of abalone shell. A fixer could probably move this thing in a heartbeat. You can't help but notice that the glass encasing it looks awfully flimsy. No. We were supposed to do it quietly, so we'll do it quietly. Nope. There's an open door there. Oh. Yeah, and here we go. This is why it's going to sound a lot like XCOM, because you literally fight the exact same way. Missed. Yeah, it's... In all fairness, this character does have rather crappy... yeah, she's not going to hit anything from there. Just slap her there. Oh god, I'm going to kill everybody. No. But yes, essentially you get a whole bunch of different abilities and you can do a lot of stuff. But of course, he can miss, I can miss, we can all miss. And unfortunately, I think it's about time we actually figured out what the heck is going on there. Ah, yeah, that was someone else. Oh, shit. Let's not stand there. Oh. Always nice when you do manage to crit them. Oh, she can actually. Oh, no, she's going to stand right in the... Oh, it is. Oh, wow, she's not going to actually attack me. That's fine. But you don't just have guns, you also have cybernetics. Because Gloria here has a whole bunch of nasty claws in her hands. Oh, looks like code. So I've just got to crack the code there. Oh. Let's see. Oh, good. Oh, no, I can't. I can't actually make it in there. So, what I was wanted to do is to see all these glow stuff over here. This marker. Oh, no, this is a robbery. This is definitely a robbery. In Shadowrun, essentially, you are criminals. And you're just working from one job to the other. Sometimes working for corporations, sometimes working for yourself. Oh, Christ, they cannot hit for heck. And then watch as he hits. What's this do? 12, 1 AP damage? That's good. Ooh, he did not like that. Can I? Yes, I can. Here we go. This is where kind of more of the magic stuff comes about. Okay. So I'm now controlling this, whatever the heck this thing is. go, I can at least mark him. Oh, nice, actually, all of them. Oh, she's dead. He literally just appears to be some kind of creepy demon. So you see all those bones down there? That is most likely what you summoned the spirit from. Oh, you missed. Did rather wish you actually did hit. Because you missed. And it's not the only kind of demon you can summon. There's a whole bunch of other things. Like, for example, you could summon like a water elemental. Or a fire elemental. But the only problem is that they're not always going to be under your control at all times. Because every single turn, you have to decide how much AP action points that you'll give. Oh, combat's finished. And then you'll actually, and you'll have like a percentage of whether they're likely to escape your control, and they'll actually fight against you if that's the case. I'll select a jacket. I will do that. Good lord, I have nothing. and now we're in something a little bit different. Welcome to cyberspace. Oh, you'll only have it during combat. You can't summon an elemental outside of combat. Ah, no, don't do that. Okay, you know what? We'll actually jack out. There is a reason why I did that, because unfortunately, as you can see here, she has a lot more different programs you could use. So we'll try this again. So yeah, welcome to the Matrix. Oh good lord. And oh, you do have a heal, good. Right, there we go. Oh, I probably could have done it with my character. Never mind. But yeah, that's essentially kind of what you do when you're actually going for the Matrix. You're kind of going around another combat area, fighting programs, hacking into data stores, stuff like that. The only thing is that it's a bit easy when in this version, because it's always in turn-based. So there is actually a program which you can use to actually lower the heat level, which I'll explain another time. Another time when we're in it. Okay, so we're still gonna have to actually spend some karma on another ability. So that's a shame. Dietrich's eyes the door, then turns to Monica. That's a big freaking vault, Lambertson. Bigger than on the schematic. The schematic didn't have a date. Our client may have old intel. Still, our instructions were clear. The data we're looking for should be just on the other side of this door. As she combs her hand through her hair, parting to reveal a black plastic sheath of her data jack. A quick jaunt to the Matrix, a little digital hand waving, and I'll have this thing wide open. Be right back. A burst of static crackles with a tiny speaker on Monica's comlink. I guess still in position outside the estate. Hold on, Monica. Who's in charge when you're jacked in? Monica rolls her eyes. Dietrich fixes his stare intently on the vault door. Glory looks cold and distant, just as she always does. We've been through this before, Iga. You're not in the KSK anymore, and that chain of command nonsense doesn't fly in the shadows. We don't need rules and regulations to guide us. The same principles that apply to the flux state. I'm not going to play that game because it's been completely spoiled for me. Because I know what happens, unfortunately. Please, spare me a lecture. Your politics have nothing to do with this. Best get used to it, Iga love. Look, it's a simple question. Years of experience tell me that it needs an answer. I'm a Deco. I guess I could take a crack at the door. Why don't I take a crack at the door instead? Let me show you what I could do. No offense, Frostbite, but this is my team. And at least for now, I handle the grid work. Then you need a second in command. Come on, Monica, put someone in charge and let's get on with the mission. Monica stares at the screen on her wrist for a moment, clearly irritated. Then that twinkle appears in her eye again. She smiles at you, she speaks into her comlink. Very well, we'll do this one Iga's way. While I'm jacked in, Frostbite is in charge. There is a pause. Then Iga's voice crackles out of the comlink again. Frostbite, did I hear you right? You're putting the rookie in command? I'm no rookie, Iga, and you know it. You heard what I said, Iga. This is ridiculous. I know that this is a joke to you, Monica, but I'm telling you. Iga? Monica's tone is all business. Evidently she has heard enough. The decision's been made. You have your answer. Acknowledged. Without another word, Iga's image flickers and fades from Monica's communicator. Sorry about that. Iga can be inflexible. The legacy of a long military career, but she knows what she's doing, and she means well. And I will say, it's a legitimate concern. She hardly knows me. Monica's eyes narrow. There's a thin line between concern and subordination. You let me know if she crosses it. Okay, enough chat. Let's get this done. She turns towards the door, fingers poised on the controls of her cyberdeck, and glances back at you with a grin. See you on the other side. Then she punches it, projecting her consciousness into cyberspace, her fingers harmonizing in the smooth, rhythmic staccato that only an expert decker can achieve. At which point, without warning, Monica's back arches violently and her head jerks back, silencing her terrible screams. Muscle spasms ripple through her face and her jaw snaps shut, sending a mist of blood spraying from between her teeth. You look down to see a knob of pink flesh hit the floor, the tip of her tongue. The room explodes into action. Glory leaps towards Monica, her hand outstretched to yank the cord from her data jack. Dietrich surges forwards to wrap the team's fallen deck in a bear hug, holding her against the convulsions that rack her body. With Monica's unearthly screams still ringing sharply in your head, you're only dimly aware of the door slamming shut behind you. I'm going to help Glory pull the plug. While Glory holds Monica's head steady, You snatch the cord that connects Monica's data jack to a cyberjack. Without a moment's hesitation, you give a solid yank, and the cord comes free. A wisp of oily blue smoke traces its way from her data jack to the ceiling. The commingled scents of charred meat and ozone fill the air. You've seen the effects of biofeedback before, but nothing like this. Suddenly, Monica's eyes flutter open. Muscle tremors continue to distort her face and blood oozes between her lips. You see the muscles in her jaw tensing, the look of concentration in her eyes. She's struggling to speak. Just stay with us, Monica, okay? We're going to get you out of here. Save your breath. She's had a stroke, a bad one. She'll be dead before even back to the van. Isn't there anything we can do to help her? I know what I'm going to do. Dietrich leans him close, his nose hovering inches away from Monica. His voice is soft, almost a whisper. Liebchen, it's Dietrich. Tell me what did this to you. Slowly, painfully, Monica wrestles her jaw open. The blood welled up in her mouth comes pouring out in a slick, covering her chest. She expels a thick, guttural sound that might be a word. Satisfied, she closes her eyes and forces her mouth to make the sound it shapes she needs. Fear. With an effort, Monica opens her eyes again and meets yours. You see pain and fear in her gaze, and something else. Hope. Fishinge. A sudden spasm jerks Monica's head back again. She grunts, then her chin drops to her chest, and her head lolls to one side. Her eyes fixed on an object in the next room, a computer terminal. The soft light of a cursor blinks on its recessed screen. Slowly, she attempts to speak again, but the only sound that emerges is a long, strangled croak. A look of resignation washes over Monica's face. She stops fighting. Her coarse-slick jaw goes slack, and she dies. I know that was something. Oh days, there's bad guys. And this is the point where we want to hopefully get away from everything. Okay, so I've got a summon spirit over here. Nah, so to give you an idea kind of what's happened, when you're hacking into the Matrix, there's various things you can come up against. So you can have some like basic programs which will, when they attack you, they will kind of shunt you out of the Matrix or whatever network you're connected in. But there's also stuff like black ice. What that kind of stuff is essentially it's a meaner version of that. Instead of it being oh, nice. That is very nice. I'll put you there. And the problem with black ice is the fact that it literally will send like an electric shock going from the jack that's in the computer, and I can't remember where it always says it is, but it'll either go from the computer to your cyber deck, which is kind of like your own computer which you use to hack in, and then it will go to the data jack that's actually a cybernetic implant inside your brain. So having an electric shock go through all of that into your brain, thanks to black ice, which is designed to kill you. Yeah, she's not alive. She's lucky to have got that much out, really. You know what? I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to Give her an extra AP. I'll get back to when she said the rest of it. Internal memory checksum invalid. Frostbite, 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 frostbite. Clearly this is a thing. Hey, see the door behind us? We've got to find another way out of here. What are you doing? I think Monica might have inserted a bug into the system before she died. No, like, as you can see, it's all fairly scripted. At this point, like, this is kind of like setting the scene for like how the rest of the game is. And for this part here, you pretty much can't change anything. But in other things, you could. Like on other missions. I'll be able to show you once we do a different run. What's it for? Something tells me we're going to have more company soon. I don't know yet. Watch my back while I figure this out. Text continues to scroll down the terminal screen. A problem has been detected with a core component of MCPOS. Restore MCPOS to factory default settings. Yes, no. Warning. Restore process will take several minutes to execute. Connected door and peripherals will be disarmed when complete. Frostbite, 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 frostbite. Seems yeah, we'll do it. You glance down at a second screen to see that the facility is on high alert. In place of a simple data vault, it seems you've stumbled upon some kind of massive underground complex. A map of the Holdfast grounds indicates that security forces are en route from multiple angles. The doors, currently being rebooted by the system restore process, are flashing a dull red. If you're reading this display correctly, the only exit from this room is the Holdfast old servant entrance on the western side of the building. At that moment, Eager's image winks onto your comlink with a crackling sound. The image is grainy, flickering in and out. What's going on down there, rookie? Talk to me. Iger, new extraction point. Hold up. Where's Monica? Down. We'll be exiting via an old servant's entrance to the west of the main grounds. I need you to keep that exit clear. Iger's silence is thick, but when she finally responds, her tone is professional. Roger that. She cuts out without another word. Glory turns to face you, her movements smooth and robotic. Her voice comes out in a frosty monotone. What's the play, Frostbite? Our escape route will open in a minute. We'll hold tight until then. By hold tight, you mean sit here and fry anyone who comes through the door, don't you? Pretty much, yeah. Dietrich's pain expression twists to a mask of hate. His hands begin to glow with primal energy. I can do that. I thought so. The door locks us on, we make a break for it. Until then, we make them pay for Monica. Dietrich and Glory nod in agreement. And at this point, I need to try and find out where things are appearing from. Jesus, you are all the way over here? Oh, Christ. Oh, you're going to have to waste a couple of AP. Well, there's not much I can actually do when there's no enemies. Oh. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, here you go. Here's an example of a different thing. So this is an air elemental. That can't really move very far. Target acquired. That's lovely. How about I was going to say actually throw it at you, but apparently not. Let's make you more accurate. Oh, great, we got more. I don't like that. Oh good, I've actually got more cover there. Oh, that's not good. So, yeah, here's what I mean by escape chance 10% for AP. So the more AP you pump into it, the greater the chance it'll run out. Well, not run out, it'll escape your control and go bananas. You don't want it to do that. Okay, yeah, I will do that. Oh, that actually kind of killed it. That works. Ugh, I don't care about that. It's that adrenal pump she keeps on using. It gives her another action point. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually do much. Okay, she should be... She should have an effect on her that will drain her health, so she should be good. Ooh, that didn't turn out too good for him. The figure loping towards you is big, even for an orc. The majority of his body is sheathed in a suit of heavy overlapping plates. When you see what you can see of his face looks raw and slick, like old scar tissue stretched tight over his skull. He wears an expression of supreme confidence. Alright, friends, playtime's over. All you Shadowrunners are the same. Skulking, sneaking, steal a vase or two from the museum. No harm. Maybe I'd let you scamper away into the night. But now it's too late for that sort of generosity. Visitors ain't welcome down here. The gaping maw of his minigun jerks upward, an impatient gesture loaded with malice. Drop your weapons and surrender. That's military-grade armor he's wearing, Frostbite. Hardened against small arms fire. We'll have a tough time getting through it. I'm less concerned about the armor than I am about that minigun. Those things can tear a man in half. You have 3 seconds before I open the hose. Step out here and surrender, and I promise I'll make this easy. Something tells me you're gonna kill us either way. True, I can't deny it, but it wouldn't it be easier if you didn't fight back? The orc shrugs, and you hear a distinct whir of his Vindicator motors spinning up to speed. The barrels begin to blur as he whirls the weapons to face you. He definitely has minigun. Gunyon. Right. Yeah. So I can actually mark him with some of my hacking abilities. Makes him easier to hit. I am not going to sit out in the open. That is freaking suicide. I miss. I miss again. And I can see here, 4 AP, 24%. Ooh. Let's give it a try. Hey. Ooh, we're lucky. I will not be using him again after this. He actually can't do anything really. You know what? He's just gonna sit there for a bit. Oh heck no! Demon Elemental. Look here, I'll show you. 24% chance for him to go crazy and hurt each other. I'm good with doing it once, but not twice. Oh, she'll have to reload. Okay. So I'm just going to make him a little bit faster for an extra action. Oh, my line of sight is actually blocked. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's just see how I do. Pretty well, apparently. The heck is that sound? It's like something from... Oh yeah, that's gonna hurt. Sounded like something from... GoldenEye from the N64 game. Oh, missed. Actually, let's do this smart. Let's give Glory an extra chance to hit. Let's not hit Glory with that. Oh, okay. Oh good, I can. Yeah, Perfect Dark's better than GoldenEye. No wound to heal? You're definitely wounded. Is it because I can't... Oh, there we go. I'll plonk her there. The door unlocks with a loud click. Your escape route is clear. Bang. Okie dokie. I don't think she's going to be able to take any more of that. So let's get the heck out of here. I'll give her another AP so I can actually try and hit this thing. Uh-oh. we now have more peeps. I don't like this. Oh, that was lucky. Jesus, she's literally right in front of you. And now it's time to get out of here. Do I have enough? No, not quite. So essentially I can get everyone out once they get to that point. It's just a question of getting to it. Which is easy enough when you've got 4 action points. Oh, that is lucky. Now I should be able to get everyone else out. So yeah, that's pretty much the only way it can go down. Iga rises from her corpse-strewn perch at your approach. From the look of her face, it's obvious that she's already sized up the situation. I knew this was going to happen. I fucking knew it. We can talk about this later. For now, we need to bug out. Tell me something I don't know. Iga slaps the side of the van. Pile in, people. Frostbite. When we get to the Cruise Bazaar... Cruise Bazaar? I think that's how you say it. We're going to have a little talk. The Cruise Bazaar. Kreuzberg. Home to nearly 500,000 people and, until very recently, Monica Schaefer. Once a melting pot of cultural diversity, is now a chaotic mess of wealth and poverty. Crime and commerce, anarchy and control. Cruise Bazaar. Yeah, something like that. It's once home to your own little slice of Berlin, a neighbourhood that locals call the Cruise Bazaar. A safe port in the eye of a storm. The ride back to the Cruise Bazaar is, I'm getting annoyed at that name, is quiet. No one is in a talking mood. As the van veers past potholes and garbage piles, the glare of streetlights and neon signs placed across your window, painting the world in a kaleidoscope of garish colours. Soon, the van rounds a corner and skids to a halt in a narrow, crumbling alley. This is as far as Berlin's chaotic streets will take you. Your team wordlessly debarks the vehicle and climbs down into a disused section of the U-Bahn tunnel system, a well-kept secret, providing your team safe passage to the Cruise Bazaar. Your safe house waits on the other side. Oh. Yes, let's get inside. You step inside, and the squalor of the disused U-Bahn tunnel gives way to the warmth of your safe house. A man waits inside, silhouetted against the dim fluorescent lighting. Something bad has happened, hasn't it? He steps forward, revealing a pale and expressionless face, light glinting off her steel-rimmed glasses. Paul Amsel, your team's fixer and landlord, part dealmaker, part information broker, one of the most well-connected men in Berlin. His eyes sweep across the team as he takes it all in. The grim faces, the hard stares, Iga's fury, Monica's absence. I had a feeling. How did she... His face has gone ashen. He swallows. Takes a moment to chew on the words before spitting them out. How did it happen? Something in the vault security system cooked her brain. It was too quick to be black ice. Glory nods, her motions robotic and spare. Monica died of a biofeedback-induced stroke. That's right. Iga thrusts a gloved finger into your chest. And this idiot stood by and let it happen. Let it happen? She jacked in, she screamed, and she seized. By the time we saw she was in trouble, it was already too late. Yeah, because you never bothered learning what to look for. Muscle contractions and microtremors are good indicators of a deck in distress. I'm assuming you didn't have anyone keeping an eye out for those? No. If you had, my friend would be lying dead in a basement. Oh, shove off, Iga. We're all on the lookout for physical security, frostbite included. Throwing her under the bus isn't going to help anything. Under a bus is exactly where she belongs. Iger turns to face Dietrich. She towers over him, but he stands his ground. I respect you, Dietrich. You know that. You don't have my training. None of you have. Monica was good. She was the best, right? But she was also overconfident. She treated the job like it was a game. Did that long enough, you're gonna get burned. Iger turns her focus back to you. If you'd been paying attention, you'd have figured it all out. I figured all of this out on your own by now. You'd have known that Monica needed watching as much as that door. Enough, Iger. Amsel's voice is hoarse, his expression blank. Enough. Iger pushes it aside, heedless of the interruption. Her voice remains measured, but there's fire in her eyes. How many seconds pass between Monica's first convulsion and her plug getting pulled? 4, 5. Do you know how much damage biofeedback can do to a Dakka's brain in 5 seconds? Iger, You don't have to answer that, of course you know. Monica died while you stood there and watched. This is all your... That is enough! Amsel's voice comes out in a roar, and his fist smashes down on the desk behind him. Iger, you and Frostbite can have it out later, but I've had enough. We need to talk action. Our client sent you into something much bigger than he led us to believe. I want to know why. Right there with you. This was supposed to be a milk run. Payback isn't the only reason we need to find him. We saw something back there. Something that we weren't supposed to see. It's fair to assume that we're all in danger. He pauses, rubs his temple. Agreed. And to neutralize the danger, we need to know who we are dealing with. Let us review the events that transpired tonight. The smallest detail could be important, so hold nothing back. The estate was just a front for whatever's going on in the basement. There was a nod. That much is clear. It wasn't a minor enterprise either. That facility took serious funds to build. And time. There was more to it than we saw. Places like that don't spring up overnight. And all in secret, the owners, whoever they may be, were none too pleased by your escape, I'm sure. What else did you find? After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. He appeared to be the head of security. That is not much to go on. Do any details about this orc come to mind? Any distinguishing features that I could link it to? He was an older guy for one. From the sound of his voice, I'm guessing mid to late 40s. Pretty old for an orc. And he had skin grafts. Most of his face looked like replacement material. If the grafts came from a legitimate hospital, there may be medical records. That is something. I will see what I can do. Did you note anything else during the run that might be of value? Monica lived long enough to say a name. Furschwing. She fought hard to tell us. It must have been important. Amsel seems taken aback. He pauses for a moment before responding. The Firewing. This is unexpected. You'll have to forgive me. This brings back many unpleasant memories. She raises an eyebrow. The Firewing? Well, the most terrible of great dragons. There were those who would disagree, but they never experienced the terror of living in her shadow. He glances at Glory. You are far too young to remember her, of course. But for Germans of my generation, the name Verschwing is synonymous with chaos, destruction, and death. The dragons of today are subtle creatures, full of patience and guile. Verschwing was not. After her awakening, she went on a 4-month rampage that claimed tens of thousands of lives. Those were dark days. Countless men, women, and children were slaughtered, roasted alive in their homes by a creature of legend. No hope for salvation and no end in sight. It was a horror that you cannot begin to understand. We have to see how long I can do these voices. What stopped her? I can't imagine that a rampaging dragon would go away all on its own. Eventually, the Firewing was brought down by a man named Dr. Adrian von Clear. Well, with the help of the Luftwaffe, of course. But it was experimental weapons designed by Dr. von Clear that finally pierced her hide. She fell in a hail of bullets and rocket fire, crashed down in the radioactive wasteland of the Sox. Yeah, but we don't get them. This event was called the Dragonfall. Safe at last from the Dragon's Wrath, Germany celebrated Von Clair as our hero, our own Siegfried, a modern-day dragon slayer. My own family practically worshipped the man. If the Dragonfall was as important an event as you make it out to be, I'm surprised that I've never heard of it. Those early years of the Awakening were a traumatic, Iger, not just on a national level, but on a global scale. New species of awakened animals were being discovered daily. Within 2 years of the Dragonfall, the active use of magic had returned to the world, a new source of terror for the bewildered public. And in 2021, the sudden emergence of orcs and trolls gave rise to yet another wave of global panic. In the light of such turmoil, is it any surprise that Dr. Vauclair and the Firewing were forgotten? Dragons were yesterday's news. Again, all of this happened decades ago. To the best of my knowledge, the story of First Swing is a bit of historical trivia and nothing more. Yeah, but we don't get those launches. As far as I'm aware. Alright. So Monica spent her dying breath trying to tell us about a long-dead dragon. She sweeps her eyes across the group, searching for a glimmer of insight. Finally, she gives up. Any idea as to why? No, it doesn't make any more sense to me than it does to you. The Dragonfall is ancient history. Feshwing has been dead and gone for 42 years. But there is one thing that I do know. Whatever Monica saw, whatever she was trying to tell us, it was important. He visibly struggles to calm himself, taking a deep breath, and slowly releases it. I will look into this, and I will find answers. In the meantime, did you turn up with anything else of value? Well, that's all we got. That's not much. It is thin, I agree. A basement, a middle-aged orc. Pardon me. A middle-aged orc with skin grafts, and a long-forgotten world event. Wait, we're still missing something. Who paid for this run? I do not know this exact identity. I did not set up the run. Monica did. I warned her. I told her not to take the job, but she assured me it would be a cakewalk. Monica was approached recently by a man who calls himself Green Winters. He used to be a prominent activist in the F-state political scene. I never much liked the man, and I certainly never trusted him. But Monica, she would do anything for the cause, anything for the Flux State. Winters swore that the date he was after was crucial to ensuring the future stability of the Flux, and that was all it took. Well, sounds like Green Winters is our best lead then. Yes, most definitely. It is clear that Green Winters has evolved us into something much larger than he led Monica to believe. When he finds out what happens on the run, he's probably gonna ram it. We need to chase him down before that happens. So we need information on Green Winters, and we need it fast. There is a man here in the Cruiser Bazaar, a Turk named Altug Barakgazi. He owns a little soy-cash shop just down the way called Cafe Sezvi. That's probably not right. I've probably butchered that. This man is also a purveyor of information. I have done business with him from time to time. And you think he would know something about Green Winters? When I discovered Monica's renewed association with Green Winters, I contacted Altug. One of his people has been keeping tabs on Winters ever since. As I said, I did not trust the man. For good reason, it would seem. I'll talk to Atug and see what he knows about Green Winters. Very well. Tell him I sent you. I will do what I can to dig into the information that you've uncovered already, sparse that it may be. And we get some karma! Don't worry, game hasn't crashed, it's doing a save. Here we go. Okay, so very clearly I do need to put some points into quickness. Oh. Bad karma, good karma. Regardless, it's still karma. I am very tempted to actually put some of the stuff into willpower just to get a bit of magic, but let's put 2 points. Actually, technically, no, that's actually 3 points in there. And then we can pick out of this lot here. So we've got pistols, SMGs, shotguns, and rifles. Pistols, essentially, because are kind of some of the cheapest stuff. SMGs are kind of like a mid-range, mid between a shotgun and a rifle, because a shotgun, when you get to a certain distance, you can actually use it to actually hit more than one character, but it's got very poor range. Whilst the rifle, it's got quite good range, and it allows you to burst fire, so you can actually shoot the same target multiple times. SMG is kind of like in the middle of there. It can kind of do both. Well, of course, the question is, which one do we pick? Because we do have to remember, we will not be going up the ladder very far. Because obviously, what you're going to have to do is you have to, whenever you're trying to level up something, if you want to level up your pistols to level 4, you've got to make sure that your quickness is 4, your ranged combat is also 4, and that is 4. Use the sniper rifle shotgun. Nope, not going to work. There's no sniper rifle shotgun. Let's take the SMG. Although technically I do have a rifle at the moment. Oh, I could sell it if need be. Yeah, we'll just do that. So there we go, we've got something at least. Let's have a quick chat with these people. Oh, he's pretty much telling me, yep, go back. Dietrich turns his head as you approach. His aging face is traced with a network of faint scars, legacy of too many fights over too many years. While he still retains a degree of strength and vigour, it's obvious that the shaman you see today is a shadow of his former self. Despite all of this, there is still an aura of power surrounding him. He raises his bottle, offering it to you. Ah, Frostbite, welcome. I've got a bottle of schnapps that needs sharing, and we've got a fallen comrade to drink to. It's a moniker. Prost! The liquor in the bottle is crystal clear, and as you raise it, you catch an intoxicating whiff of cloves and caramel, taste of sweet corn and walnuts with a lingering aftertaste of buttery toffee. You swallow a swig, then return the bottle to Dietrich's outstretched hands. Takes a long pull of the bottle, then locks eyes on with you. Let me ask you a question, Frostboy. What made you choose to come to Berlin? Well, why do you want to know? Monica told me you moved here from the Rhine-Ruhr megaplex. Makes it sound like you've been there for a good many years, successful years at that. Leads a man to wonder why you packed up and moved there. This is kind of the things where you can actually talk about your background because it's not set, so you can actually discuss. There we go. A member of my old crew betrayed me. Oh, well, ain't that a pisser? I can handle all sorts of things, but betrayal always makes me see red. Yeah, I know the feeling. Oh, actually, do we? Yeah. Let's see. Did we miss him? Did we kill him? Or was there extenuating circumstances? You know what? I think he got away. I think that's what happened. Yeah, I know the feeling. Tried to make amends for it, but the bastard got away. That piece of dreck cut a run, eh? That's rough, friend. Dietrich takes another swig from his bottle and shrugs. And I'm noticing my accent is going from English to Australian every now and again. So he got away, but who knows, right? Maybe you'll catch up with him someday. So, after all this went down, you decided to bail out the Ruplex and head to Berlin. Am I getting that right? More or less, there wasn't much left for me in Ruplex, and Monica made me a hell of an offer. Ah yes, Monica. Dietrich raises his bottle again, then closes his eyes and takes a long drink. After the moment has passed, he returns his attention to you. It all comes back to our girl, doesn't it? So let me ask you anyway, just what was your relationship with Monica anyway? I know that you two knew each other way back, but she was pretty coy about these things. You're always this inquisitive? Yeah, I suppose. Well, life's an open book, so I guess I just sort of figured that everyone else's will be too. So how about it? Want to fill me in? You're going to go and cook some food? Alright, you enjoy that. I'll still be streaming for about another hour. And I will continue my conversation. We were friends. Right there with you. Privileged to say so. She was one of the best women I've ever known. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time, and the bottle's almost empty. Thanks for taking the time to talk. For what it's worth, I'm happy here with us. He takes a final pull on the bottle and tips it forward, pouring the rest of the ground. Rest in peace, Monica. We'll miss you, girl. Glory is beautiful, in a waifish sort of way. Her features are almost elvish in the delicacy, but there's something cold about her that you find slightly unsettling. What's more unsettling is her chrome. Glory is rocking a heavy load out of cyberware. From head to toe, she looks to be composed more of plastic than metal, than she has of skin and bones. In the shadows, individuals such as this are anything but uncommon, but Glory's cyberware is first generation. All of it. Bulky, invasive, practically museum pieces. This chrome was obsolete well before she was born. Frostbite. She shifts her gaze to you, but her expression is as cool as placid as always. Can I help you? Hey, Glory, how are you holding up? Don't worry about me. I'm solid. You sure? You look like you're a million miles away. I'll be with you when it counts, but right now it doesn't. Any thoughts on what we should do next? Find our missing client. Extract some answers. Beyond that, take jobs, get paid. I have a question for you, Glory, of a personal kind. I'm not big on sharing sport. Personal reasons. You understand, I'm sure. The age in her voice tells you she's not interested in continuing this conversation. Sure, I understand, but I still need to talk to you. Glory lets out a weary sigh. Ask your questions, but do it quickly. I have things to do. You kind of started running the shadows more than 5 years ago. Tops. So what's with the vintage chrome? It was cheap, gets the job done. End of discussion. I don't think so. I've known a lot of street zones in my time, but I've never met anyone who'd voluntarily install cyberware that old. You're right, there's more to it than I'm letting on, but I'm not interested in talking about it. That's all I needed to know. I'll talk to you later. Oh, no, she's not going to talk to you anymore. Here's the thing, what you'll need to do, like, every single run after you're done is, like, have a chat with everybody, because things change, new things kind of pop up. It's like with Iga here, if you don't talk to her at this bitch, you have to talk to her later. Iga glares at you, and you can taste the bile in her stare. She clearly still blames you for Monica's death. Something I can do for you, fearless leader. Something I can do for you, fearless leader. There we go, that's better. Yeah, you can apologise for the little outburst you had in front of Paul and the rest of the team. She replies with clenched teeth. You want me to step away from me? You want to step away from me, Frostbite? Right, now. No, actually, I don't. Unless you intend to make me leave. It's tempting, Frostbite. It's really fucking tempting. But no, I won't hurt you. Not unless you give me a reason to. You're wrong about me, Iga. I intend to prove that to you. Best of luck with that, Frostbite. Now, please, leave me alone. Not just yet. We need to talk about Monica. Not right now, we don't. Don't push me on this, Frostbite. One of these days, we're going to hash this out, and you can talk all you like about the clusterfucks that killed one of my best friends, but it won't be today. She's not happy. As you start towards the safe house door, a large, four-legged form sits around the corner. Dante. Monica's dog, an enormous mongrel of an indeterminate breed. A low whimper emerges as he enters the room, head hanging low. Oh shit, Dante! Don't worry, boy. We'll look after you. At the sight of Monica's dog, Amsel's eyes wells up. He inhales, but he can't quite catch his breath. He started whimpering about an hour ago. Turned into a full-blown howl. Wouldn't stop. Kept. That's when I realised something bad had happened. Looking down at those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. He has a small whine and rubs his head against yours. Scratching behind the ears. And he leans into you and looks up mournfully, pressing his ribs against your leg. Well, I guess the dog's going with you, Frostbite. Amsel takes a ragged breath and releases it. Then a slow, melancholy smile plays across his face. Well, perhaps a part of Monica lives on in Dante. Return to the safe house when you finish with Altug, Mindfordin. With a little luck, he can help us locate Green Winters, and we can get to the bottom of this. And now, I think we all should take a moment for Monica. Whilst we go and find out who gave us that job, so we can murder him. Kill him till he's dead. I better stretch my legs. Oh. That's better. Let's see what we've got around here. It's been a long time since I last played it. The dwarvish tech vendor smiles at you with practices or almond eyes, twinkling with a glare from a dozen print screens. He speaks in a clipped, heavily accented German. Welcome to Data Haven. Can I help you with something? I need some tech and I'm on a tight schedule. Show me what you got. That's a good question. How much money do we have? Ooh. So we'll pick up some armor, and we will definitely pick up medic, because trust me, those things are exceedingly useful. Actually, let's actually grab a couple more programs. I can have another one. So we'll grab Firewall. I think. No. Killer. And we can do some other selling later. I'm in the market for something exotic. What kinds of tech do you carry? Anything and everything. Need a new deck? Some software, perhaps? I'm your girl. Taps a painted fingernail against the modded plastic of a data jack. Or maybe you're a rigger like me. Perhaps I can interest you in a new drone or two. And we will just browse, because we need to carry on with this. Before you stands a troll, although it is stretch to say he's standing at all. His great mass is barely held upright by two vintage prosthetic legs. Along with a clutch under one arm, his body clicks and hums with every shift of his weight. Despite his disabilities, his eyes are sharp and calculating. I know you. If you know Monica... Sure, I know Monica. You one of hers then? I'm Frostbite, by the way. Good to meet you, Frostbite. Name is Alexi Lane. What's your place in the Crew Bazaar? Crew Bazaar. No place really, just an old relic. Rusting away. There's something you should know about Monica. Something happened to her on the run. How would you know? It was written all over your face. I had a feeling, besides. Monica almost always comes round after a run to check on everybody. She's long overdue, and now here you are in her place. So she's either severely wounded or outright dead. Which is it? I'm afraid she's gone. The grizzled troll nods grimly. The servo sympathetic complain as he lets loose a heavy sigh. Now that is a shame. She was a hell of a runner, that one. And a good friend. I'll leave you be. And do yourself a favour, make sure you do explore everywhere, because... Oh. Okay, rigging. Interesting. It's an old obsolete phone booth. It's ringing. A monotone, pitch-adjusted voice begins speaking almost immediately. Oh god. The Shukawala narrator contact with the skiers is no more. Frostbite is listed as a follower of contact. This is our only secured line to the skiers. Please listen to the following instructions carefully if you're a supporter of the cause. We have phone booths in strategic locations throughout the city. Within each one, you may find a request posted for specific information. If you can obtain a copy of this information, return here and submit it via the port below the receiver. We will verify the authenticity of the information remotely and post an undoctored copy of it to the Matrix ourselves. It is our stated goal for this information to remain free to all. However, you will be compensated for sought-after information returned to this location. The line goes silent. A bizarre monument towers before you. At the top of the pedestal, the form of an angel stands, its outstretched wings looming over the small park. But the material is strange and uneven, giving the statue a cold, Frankenstein-esque appearance. It appears the artist has welded this monument together with various metal scraps and pieces of junk. As you approach, a small grainy monitor at the base of the statue flickers dimly to life. The grainy face of a smug young orc appears on screen. Hello there, I'm Emmett Consul, the creator of this monument. What would you like to know? Is that your name? This is my tribute to victory, the victory of anarchy. It's both a citation and parody of the statue we destroyed many years ago. You may remember it from the history treads as Sigasula or Goldes. Well, I am butchering that. Isn't it obvious? The Sigasula, a monument to the hubris of the Prussian state, gets blown to bits. So someone takes a lot of bits and builds a monument to the hubris of anarchy. What is there to say? About the artist. I'm the visionary Herbert Consul from the Lundwarmer. You may know me from... Okay, well, there isn't much I'm known for yet. I tend to change that. All art is born from misery after all. Okay. Apologies, it's been a very long work day. Simi, warming himself in the dim light of a dying street lamp, is a waif of a girl who looks far too worn for her years. The Mother Superior, she says there'll be 7 for me to take care for. I need to see them. I wasn't aware of any convent or church. She's there when I close my eyes, and I'm Maria. She says I'm to be a governess to the children. You notice a chipjack poking out beneath the young woman's unruly hair. The vacant look in her eyes marks her as a likely PTL junkie, lost between reality and any number of better-than-life federal constructs. I need money to get back to them. Look, do you know Monica? Monica? Is she one of the sisters at the Abbey? No. Wait, Monica. A flicker of recognition fights through the haze in the young woman's eyes. Yes, Monica, she's good to me. Brings me food to eat and tea to drink. I'm afraid I have some bad news. Despite the woman's persistent delirium, she seems to glean meaning from your tone. She died. I'm sorry, she did. The girl grips her head with claw-like hands, tugging at her hair as if she might pull her brain out from her skull. I don't like this, but I can't switch it off. The girl's frail body shudders and her eyes grow large, but she does not sob. Instead she smiles a sad smile, which has been worn all too often. She will go to heaven, she told me. It's a place for good people, stillborn babies, and childhood pets. And she was a good person. The girl then begins to mumble to herself while fingering the hair that covers the jack in her head. That story sounds familiar. Captain Von Trapp is well known and respected. The poor dear lost his wife, and the children their mother. A child should not be without a mother, and a mother should not be without a child. Have you seen the captain? I'm going to step away. Yes, good. I need to rejoin the children. So, unfortunately, in the future, life is tough and cruel. It's not good for everybody. And that was someone who'd... Essentially, they chipped it in so they could have a virtual life and they could experience it through that chip, including all of the emotions and everything. But sometimes the chip is a bit too strong emotion-wise. And it garbles your brains. Or it might be just... life is horrible. For most people in Shadowrun it is, unfortunately. Let's have a look at this. Talk to this guy. At the sound of your approach, the orc turns to face you. He wears a severe expression, but there is kindness in his eyes. Guten Tag, Elf. Can I help you with something? I couldn't help overhearing your conversation. I take it you run a charity of some sort. Yes. It isn't much, but we do what we can. Such as? Give me specifics. He clears his throat and begins to count off his fingers. In the past several years, I've established a shelter where the dispossessed can sleep a soup kitchen to feed the hungry, and a library for the people of Cruz Bazaar to better themselves. It isn't much, I admit, but it's a start. A good start, Samuel. You mustn't be so hard on yourself. There are limits to what one man, even a determined man, can accomplish. That is true. He nods to the orc at his side. Thankfully, some of the residents that I have helped over the years have come back around to help me. I've got 15 assaulted orcs and trolls from all around the Cruz Bazaar working with me now. They help me man the soup line, stock the library shelves, and to do all of the hundreds of other little things that a community organisation needs done every day. These extraordinary individuals are living proof that what we do here has value. They are my inspiration to continue forward. She beams at the compliment. From her body language, it's clear she idolizes Beckenbauer. Now, do you have any more questions? If not, I will bid you good day. I don't wish to sound self-important and rude, but there are many pressing matters that demand my time. 15 assaulted orcs and trolls? Does that mean other races aren't welcome within your organisation? That's taking a rather narrow view of what we do. Yes, it's true that my assistants are all members of the goblinoid races. It is also true that before they accepted my help, they were thieves, gangers, and deadbeats. This is not because they were bad people. This is because those of us with the goblinoid traits are feared, mistreated, and denied gainful employment by a society that hates us. I hire only goblinoids because mainstream human society has created a need for me to hire only goblinoids. The orcs and trolls of the Cruz Bazaar deserve a workplace where they'll be treated with dignity and respect. All that being said, our services are available to all. We wouldn't turn a desperate person away, regardless of that person's metatype. Even humans, the most privileged of all races, are welcome at our door. Isn't that what's most important? Well, yeah, it is. I agree with what you're doing here. You're fulfilling a vital need in the community. Thank you for saying so. Now, is something you would like to talk about? No questions, I'm just passing by. I need to actually check to see, because you can actually give stuff away. You know what, let's actually head to... We'll just keep on following the thing. Yeah, there we go. Let's head to the actual coffee place so we can actually talk to these people later. Because I can see I've spent a lot of time talking, not much time playing. The man behind the counter looks right past you, and the dog following close behind. Dante! I will fetch his waiter want a dish, and perhaps a coffee for our friend here. No, that wouldn't be the accent. No. I'm going to stop right there. Soy calf. Black. The Turk looks disgusted. Very well, a soy calf. He tisks to himself. Welcome, honoured Ephidim. Welcome. And how can Buragazi serve you today? Would you like a cup of coffee, perhaps? Coffee? As in real coffee? Not soy calf? Yes, well, individuals of refined taste are offered genuine bean coffee from my native Turkey. The coffee owner looks you in the eye. The tone of his voice grows low and serious. This is a top-shelf item, my friend, and not for the general public. Only for those few discerning connoisseurs who can properly appreciate it. I think I might be. It is hand-picked by my family in Turkey, a true delicacy of the Sixth World. This was considered a luxury even before the Awakening, when bean coffee was everywhere. Every street corner, they say. Yeah, roughly about 23 minutes. Welcome back. Buragazi leans in close, lowering his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. Long hours in the shop have perfumed his body with a commingled sense of coffee, incense, and applewood tobacco. Trust me, if your coffee experience has been limited to soy calf, you must not deny yourself this opportunity. You will see God. Alright, you sold me. How much? This is a specialty item delivered at some cost. I cannot part for it for less than 50 yuan a cup. That's a lot. But what the heck? Let's do it. Very good. Baruch Ghazi hands you a ceramic travel cup, which he then fills to the brim with dark, steaming liquid. The scent is intoxicating. Is there anything more that I can get you? Paul Amsel sends his regards. When he hears Amsel's name, the Turk's voice lowers and his accent becomes less exaggerated. His eyes take on a knowing look. Very good. Please express to Herr Amsel my appreciation of his patronage. If he needs any more catering jobs to see into the future, I'm always happy to provide. God, look at all of these things. He tells me you're developing the menu for a friend of his now. Herr Winters, I believe? I want to hear all about it. Yes, of course. Oh, wise one. Cammy, come. A young woman bustles in from the back room. Her gum chewing is loud enough to hear the noise of the coffee grinders. Baruch Ghazi spits something out in rapid-fire Turkish. As you wish, uncle. I will see to it right away. Cammy offers you a shy grin, snaps her gum, and hurries back to the room where she came from. My girl Cammy is arranging to make contact with the chef as we speak. This will likely take some time. My chef is a busy man. While we wait, I wonder if you'll be kind to run an errand for me. A trifle, really. I hate to trouble you. I am embarrassed even to ask, but I would be most appreciative of your help. Well, of course, Herr Burkazi. It is no trouble at all. Oltug's voice lowered to nearly a whisper. The errand is simple, hardly worthy of you. I've installed a number of data taps to Berlin's fiber optic network. As part of my civic duty, you understand. These taps provide free matrix access to all who live in the Cruise Bazaar. In order to maintain their, their anonymity, each tap's protocol buffer must be reset every day. I simply wish for you to visit each data tap and reset it. That's it. No catch. There is no catch, I assure you. It is time-consuming and a bit tedious, nothing more. Just reset the taps and come back when you are finished. There should be 3 of them scattered around the neighbourhood. The first one is just outside. Look for a metal box with yellow arrows painted atop it. By the time you return, I should have the information Herr Amsel requested. Oh. And I guess we're back to talking again. Hello, my friend. The voice comes from the man in the chair, is as enormous as his owner. A deep, booming roar, dripping with unrestrained mirth. A fine day for soy calf, yes. Yes, it certainly is a beautiful... From the back of the store, a voice of the shopkeep cuts you off. Don't mind the fool in the chair. He roars like a traumatized walrus, stewing all day in his own sweat. The man behind the bar glares at Goldschmidt, his upper lips curled in disgust. I only tolerate him because he takes his soy calf by the bucket. Goldschmidt responds with a raucous belly laugh. Apparently he finds the shopkeeper's insult to be hilarious. Altog, mein Freund, you are as quick-witted and sharp-tongued as ever. I bow to you. If you wouldn't mind, once again, get cut in. To bow to me, you would first have to vacate your chair. Clapping his hands together, he clasped them in front of his chest. I shall summon a team of determined young men and an ox to assist with the task. With luck, you will be on your feet by nightfall. Goldschmidt smiles up at you, his small eyes glittering. Ash, enough of this senseless bickering. You have pushed me for a reason. Yes? Oh, I've gone French now. Tell me, what can Jan Goldschmidt do for you? Why do you put up with these insults? Don't you have any pride? I put up with them because they amuse me. The fact that they amuse me infuriates my dear friend Ultug, who in turn hurls my insults. raising his Soykav cup in salute. And thus the cycle continues. It is 2 years now that I've been your customer. Ja, Altug? 2 years of Soykav and strained patience, yes. And I remain happy, and Altug makes money. An ideal business relationship. That all sounds perfectly healthy. Take care, Jad. I'm giving a deep nod. Until next time, my friend. I guess I've got to actually attempt to do a German accent, I guess. Considering we're in Germany. A pair of round eyes peer up at you from under the hood of a grime-smeared winter coat. You recognise him as David, one of the Quiz Bazaar street kids. If you had to guess, you'd place him in the mid-teens, though it's difficult to tell when if the grime and acne marring his face. You've seen him following Monica around between runs, chasing her heels like a lost puppy. She always seemed to have a soft spot for the kid. Oh, hoy, Frostbite, you've seen Monica around. I'll be looking all over for her. I'm afraid I have some bad news for you, kid. Blinking. There's a blank expression on his face. She's dead, isn't she? It was quick. She went... I know. It was quick. She went peacefully. That's the most any of us can hope for. Yeah. Look, I think I'm going to be alone right now. Okay. Oh. Yeah, he does seem to wander about a fair bit, doesn't he? Oh, we'll do a quick save. Ooh. So I'm guessing I can donate something? Or is it just going to take the bag? Okay, good. This is one of the things. If I know that there's an interaction which I'm not sure how it's going to work, I'd rather just do a quick save and go, yeah, that's fine. Don't have to worry about it. The Romani patriarch is an impressive figure, an enormous man in his late 60s, burly and broad-chested despite his age. His voice is deep and resonant, and his breath is heavy with a stench of pipe tobacco. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I did the save. Davin Baxter, elf. You're here to conduct some business. If so, I welcome you to the back arms and ammunition. If not, keep right on walking. I was actually hoping to ask you a few questions. You make a purchase, you can ask as many questions you like. Make a big enough purchase, and who knows, I might even answer a few. So what'll it be? Will you buy me some guns, or will you be on your merry way? I think I will buy some guns. Oh, okay. Oh, that wasn't there before. Yeah, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of... Oh, no, there is a sniper rifle. Okay. If that's the case... Oh, there we go. Grenade launcher. There we go. We have some explosives. But I need to try and save as much money as possible. So... if there's a rocket launcher, it's going to be way later. Damn, I could afford to get an Uzi 3, but not the one with the smart link. That's a shame. There is a big reason why I want to get the smart link one. It's just down to the fact that if you have a data jack, you can actually make this a little bit more accurate. Let's go with that. Let's see. Hey, tell me about your stock. We have weapons from all across Europe. Iris, Seskit, Fichetti, you name it. It can be found in the continent. It can be acquired by batch arms. I don't conduct business with suppliers I know nothing about. So talk to me about Metbatch arms. And I don't discuss family matters with customers, let alone strangers. It's nothing personal. But the answer is no. Understood? Understood, Metbatch. You show me respect. This is good. Now, unless you'd like to take yours elsewhere, I've got to get back to business. Midbat's face hardened. But I bought stuff from you. Oh, he's rude. And a jerk. Alright, we've got another one. If I remember rightly, yes, Cyber Clinic. Dr. Xavier Esquivel. As you approach the elf, you notice that he's in mid-conversation. His lips move rapidly and a voice comes out in a low, quiet tone. The glossy plastic shell of a high-grade comlink glints on the wrist. Let's listen. Oh, yeah, so there was that's the dog of the woman who died. And he's following us around at the moment. He's not going to go on missions, I can tell you now. Doing your best to look interested, you lean in slightly and strain your ears. You find that you can make out the doctor's end of the conversation. No, the price I'm quoting you is more than fair. Well below market value. In fact, if you can't pay it, that's your problem. Yes, I know that the price has gone up. This is a seller's market. Well then, you'll just have to find the money or go without. I'm sorry, but I have to go. I have a patient. He presses a button on his comlink and looks up to you, a $1 million smile on his face. Sorry about the wait, my friend. Welcome to Triage Superclinic. I am Dr. Xavier Esquivel, and your name is? Shaking his hand. Frostbite. A pleasure. Pleased to meet you, Frostbite. What can I do for you today? I need cyberware. So yeah, it's going to have all these different things, but it does have a cost. Oh wow, that's actually better essence cost than So what you have, so all of these essence, that's essentially how much, how many points that your body can actually take before your body kind of shuts down, how much cyberware you can replace, because you can't fully cyber yourself out. If you try and actually do that, your soul actually leaves your body because it feels that it's alien and you die. So yeah, you have to be careful about what you're putting in your body. But one of the things you can do is like here, I've got a data jack here, which is great. There's only one problem. It takes up 5 essence. I don't want to take up 5 essence. That's a lot. But I could swap it out for an induction data jack and I can then put something else in the eyes. Oh, it's like a Zack Flash. This elf has clearly seen better days. His skin is weathered and emaciated, as though it's been stretched too tightly over his frame. Track marks line the crook of his arms and dirty bandages wrap his knuckles. Despite all of this, he seems cheerful enough. The elf fixes his twinkling, bugged-out eyes on yours, offers you a broad smile, displaying a set of impossibly white teeth. When he speaks to you, his voice is surprisingly deep. Guten Tag, mein Freundling. You're here for some magic because Zack Flash is your magic man. Magic? You're a street mage? Letting out a laugh. Street mage? Me? Do I look like some street mage to you? He shakes his head, but his smile doesn't waver. He fishes out a small bag of pills out of his back pocket and dangles it before your eyes. No, chumma, I'm not a street mage. I've got the magic in my blood and the magic in these bags, but you won't catch old Zack studying any spellbooks. Interesting. Let's talk about something else. No, I changed my mind. Because I'm tired. Let's continue. And we're just trying to find that one less data jack. Only place I can think now. Oh, there it is. It'll be there. As you are resetting the data type, you notice that someone has duct taped a small homemade receiver to the system. An earplug dangles from the receiver. Might as well put it in. The sound of heavy machinery makes it difficult to hear the words that are being spoken. After a moment, you find you make out two distinct voices. A nasal woman who sounds like a heavy smoker, and a man who speaks in a high-pitched, breathy tone. I've just heard. Monica. Need to verify. Good for us. A sound like a conveyor belt starting adds to the noise of machinery, and you can't make out anything else until it comes to a stop a minute later. Think our next step. Wait. Isn't ready to make a move yet. To be patient. See who steps up. Could be someone more. We'll stop that because that just sounds stupid. And then we have Cat. Cat making noise. Hello, Cat. More conveyor belt startup. All you can hear is the sound of machinery. Oh. You hear the sound of a door slamming shut and the noise of machinery is suddenly muffled. There's a rattle of plastic and the ringing stops. The nasal woman's voice can be heard again in this song tone. Guten Tag. How can I help you? Her tone changes, becomes more businesslike. I heard. Yes, he knows. I told him it wasn't time to make a move yet. What do you think I am, an idiot? Council needs to meet again. I know. Getting everyone in the same room is challenging. Getting them to agree on a course of action is going to be even more challenging. From my perspective, the Cruise Bazaar was only stable because of her. If she really is out of the way, well, we'll see, won't we? Yeah, I know, what can I say? Things go slow in the flux sometimes. We hear the sound of a door opening again and the cacophony of machine fills the line. You can't hear anymore. Oh, I missed that bit. Use the blood magic on what? I don't have any magic. Oh, apologies. I'm very tired. I'll have a nap after this, I think. Cat's just rolling from side to side. Probably, he doesn't like having his belly rubbed. But he loves, like, just rolling about on the floor and making it sound like... It's like, I want to be patted on my belly. Like, no, don't. It's a trap. Yeah, you probably will need to get that removed. Because that will probably become a pain in the ass at some point. Welcome back, honoured defendant. How may I serve you? There, I finished with your little trifle here, Burgazi. Ah, very good. I assume you had no difficulties? Difficulties? No. One of the taps have been modified a bit, though. Someone was using its surveillance device. Of course they were. I wouldn't be surprised they weren't. This is Berlin, after all. In the flux, everyone spies. If you do not spy, how will you know who is in power and who will be in power next? If you're to stay here for dim, you must get used to it. Who enters the Turkish bath will sweat, as my uncle Taydima always says. Nevertheless, I shall have one of my people look into it. Wait, there's more. I listened on the tap and heard something. Might be important. Oh-ho! Tell me, oh listener at the keyholes, what did you hear in the surveillance tape you found? I couldn't make out much. A nasal woman and a high-pitched man. They seemed pleased Monica was out of the picture. News travels fast in Berlin. These two are known to me. Is there more? The woman got a call. She talked about a council meeting tonight, decided they should make a move, and was drowned out by heavy machinery. Most excellent. Fortuitous that you discovered this information, though it is not unexpected. I will have one of my people attend this council meeting and report back. I'm very interested in this, so let me know what happens. With that out of the way, let us return to our pressing business. He barks out a stream of rapid-fire Turkish, and the gum-chewing young woman comes hurrying up the counter. The menu for her Amsel, uncle. Candy holds you a folded piece of paper. Inside is a memory stick. Please extend my consolations to him. The death of Fräulein Schäfer must have hit him hard. But Ragazzi gives Cammy a small nod as she hurries out of the room. When she is gone, he returns his attention to you. Please express my condolences as well. I only just heard the news. Monica was an important part of this community. Few know how important. The memory stick Cammy just handed to you should contain all the information her Amsel requires from our chef in the field. Should you require my services in the future, you know where to find me. Until then, good day. And with that, we can go back and we get some more stuff. What was... Oh no, that was just some wind pushing some like stuff about. I think that's gonna tell you to bugger off. Yeah. Frostbite. Amsel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are bloodshot, his expression grim. Did you get the information about the Green Winters? Yes, I spoke to Altug. He gave me this memory stick. Let us see what his agent has to say. Snatching the memory from your hand, he slots it into his computer terminal. He navigates a series of command line menus and a wall of amber text floods the screen. Amsel scans it, mouthing the words as his eyes flip back and forth. Burggazi agents tailed Green Winters to a hotel in a cesspool of Akirs named Dragonfall. The hotel is called Kesselhaus. It is a renovated factory. Renovated factory nestled deep in the heart of Dragonfall. It appears that Winters is holed up there. Recently, there was some contention between two gangs over control of this neighborhood. Due to gang violence, the agent refused to follow Winters inside of the hotel, but he confirms that he's still inside. Well, what are we waiting for? Iga slings her rifle off her shoulder with a single spare motion. Gear up, people. We have a hotel to raid. Glory and Diedrich pause. Exchange looks with Paul. Just a moment, Iga. Amsel rises from his chair, drawing himself to full height. Even so, he has to crane his neck to look her in the eye. You are an excellent soldier, and nobody questions your competence in the field. Your loyalty to this team is equally commendable. That said, we believe that Frostbite is the right choice to lead the team. There is a long pause before Iga speaks. When she does, her voice comes out dull and flat. What? Don't mistake this decision for a reprimand, Monica. Monica considers your contributions to the team to be invaluable. But we all know that she wasn't comfortable putting a soldier in charge. Iga speaks through clenched teeth, and words are measured, but her expression is livid. This is unbelievable. You want to put the rookie in charge again. Shaking her head. Don't you people learn from your mistakes? Frostbite is the reason we're still alive, Iger. She kept us together. She led us out of there in one piece. Making her your #1 girl. She sounds tired, resigned, but above all disappointed. It is more of your fluxated idiocy at work, isn't it? Dietrich reaches out, puts a hand on his shoulder. It's what Monica believed in. Iger's voice tightens. For a moment, her control slips and her face contorts in grief. Yeah, and look where that got her. She straightens to her full height. Let me give you a piece of advice. In the field, only two things matter: the mission and survival. Everything else is a distraction. Your ridiculous politics have no place on a Shadowrun. Dietrich managed to smile. What can I say? What can I say? We're German. We have a history of strong political views. Iger sighs. The tone of resignation returns to her voice. Screw this. Let's just put an end to it. I've got the skill and experience to lead this team. Frostbite, on the other hand, was a point of Monica as a joke. If you'd rather she take the lead, I'll abide by that. But I want to hear each of you say it. They already have. You just weren't listening. You stay out of this. She stabs her armoured finger into your chest hard. The moment she raises her hand to you, Dante's ears lay back and lets out a low growl. Reflexively, she takes a half step back. I think we've heard what Dante has to say. As for my part, Frostbite saved our lives back there. You may not believe it, but she did. The way I see it, that means I follow her lead a while longer. Glory's voice is uncharacteristically gentle. I trust in Monica's judgment. Therefore, I trust in Frostbite's judgment. The discussion is finished, Iger. Speaking softly, but with a firm tone. Frostbite will take Monica's place as the leader of this team. I'll do whatever it takes to keep this team and Monica's legacy alive. That includes taking your advice, Iger. Iger gives you a small nod. That's big of you. I don't agree with this decision, but I will respect it. Looking at all of them, sighing. Nods again. More decisively this time. Frostbite takes the lead then. Conversation closed. It's time to move on. We need to focus on chasing down Green Winters. Indeed, I have transferred the information that we received from Altug to the computer terminal in the next room. It used to be Monica's personal workstation, Frostbite. Now it is yours. Monica kept a variety of notes and dossiers on that machine. I would suggest viewing her notes when you have time. Turning his attention away from you, back to his computer screens. Good hunting. I will eagerly wait your return. I would suggest driving to Dock and Kippy. The roads aren't safe. Taking you barn would be faster anyway. Thanks for the tip, Iger. Huge barn it is. Iger nods, then turns to check her equipment. The rest of the group disperses in turn. Aha! We now command derp. That's essentially saying, don't let your people get hurt. Right. It has now been 2 hours since I started. I am doing it via the actual stream. Yeah, because it's coming up to about 8:30 now. I'm going to leave it as here. You're going to have to let me know about how you guys liked the voiceover. If you do like it, I'll continue on with it. If not, then I will kind of quit that over because it does take up a lot of time to do it. Because I'm sure some of you actually read that quite quickly. But otherwise, if you like what you saw, like what you watched, please follow me. Please make sure you got your notifications on because currently I have under just under. Just about half the people who do follow me don't have notifications and aren't part of the Discord, so they've got no idea when I actually start streaming. So if you put the thing on, join the Discord via the link, then it'll make sure that you keep yourself up to date. And yeah, thank you very much, guys, for joining, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.